Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the vlog. This is my vlog for the week of September 12th through the 18th. So join me on this week as to see what I read, what I do in my daily life, and kind of all of that. So first I will just say that it is already 6 o'clock on Sunday, and that is because I just haven't wanted to pick up the camera. Today I haven't done that. Well, I haven't done that much in the terms of like productivity. The only productive thing is I edited last week's vlog, which ended up being 40 minutes long. Like always, I struggle to have short vlogs. And then I ended up going to a demo derby with a family friend. Didn't film anything there because, well, I didn't want to, and also, as fun as it was, I was too busy freezing my ass off, if we're being honest. But as for what I am currently reading, I have 2 books on the go, so they're carrying over from last week. Book 1 is Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and I am currently on page 375, so about, I think it's 59 to be exact percent. I'm listening to this on audiobook while reading the physical copy. Both are being loaned from my library. Actually, currently everything I'm reading right now is from my library. That's a little funny. But yeah, I am really enjoying this. I'll briefly kind of say my thoughts on like what I've read so far. Is that I love the story, I love the characters, predicting to be a 5-star read. I wouldn't like it without the audiobook. I only like the audiobook because of being full cast. Like if I was just reading the book itself, I wouldn't like it because it is told in mixed media, and I cannot properly focus on mixed media unless it's accompanied with audio. I've kind of learned that. With Illuminae, I DNF'd it when I read an ebook, but then when I read an audiobook and physical book combined, it was a 5-star. I love our main characters of Hannah and Nick, and essentially the brief plot of this is we are on this spaceship. Not the spaceship, we are on the space shuttle, which is essentially like a jump point, which is essentially meaning like you can almost not quite teleport, but you can jump in space type thing. And it gets these group of people, I think it's a group of like 24 people or something, kind of break onto the station and try to overtake it, and we have Hannah and Nick as 2 of the people trying to go against them, but like, I don't know, it's very complicated. Sci-fi is not usually a thing that I read, but I'm absolutely loving this. And then the ebook I am reading is The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, and I am literally exactly 50% it, like to the page, 50% into it. Really enjoying it. Essentially, if you don't know, The Well of Ascension is the 2nd book in the Mistborn series, and essentially I'm just going to briefly describe the first book, which is The Final Empire. Essentially, we are in a world where these people called Allomancers and Mistborn, and Allomancers have the ability to ingest certain metals depending on like what they can, and use those metals to have abilities. Or you can be a Mistborn, like our main character of Vin, and you can use all of the metals and all of the abilities kind of simultaneously or like individually. And we have Vin, who is a kind of like a street rat, kind of trying to survive, and she ends up getting taken under the wing of this Mistborn named Kelsier, who teaches her how to use her abilities. And we are obviously in the 2nd book, which is kind of a bit different than what I've described, but we're continuing on to the story. We just kind of defeated the big bad, and now there's all these other problems, and I'm enjoying it. Not as much as I did the first one. The Final Empire, which is book 1, I gave 5 stars, and so far The Well of Ascension is looking to be like a 4, maybe a 4.5. That obviously could change. And I don't really have any other thoughts. Like I love Vin. Like, I love her so much. She's this badass. Another character I like is Elend. I do not know if I'm pronouncing that name right, but that's how I think it's pronounced. Again, it's like, I more love the characters in the plot. The plot right now, I'm like, holy shit has hit the fan, kind of. But yeah, I can't really describe more without spoiling. With these books, I will try to not spoil these books. In this vlog, I will be talking about books mainly, because my life is boring. Essentially, I work Monday through Friday, usually for about an hour or two, just depends on the day, but mainly working. I am a full-time student, full-time high school student, so I spend a lot of time doing that, and then as well as YouTube, Instagram, and that's kind of it. This clip is already over 6 minutes long, so I'm going to leave this here. I might update on how I'm enjoying this. I'm probably going to read for like an hour or so. So like, yeah, there probably won't be much to update on though. So it's now 7 o'clock and I made it to page 471 of Gemina, so I read 96 pages. And there's not really much to update on. Still enjoying it, but not that a lot of stuff has happened, but it's kind of all spoilers and also kind of hard to explain at the same time. But again, just really enjoying it. Don't have much more to say. So yeah. Yes, I'm wrapped up in a blanket because my room is fucking cold, but the second I turn the fans off, it becomes literally a sauna in here. But I'm going to, at 7 o'clock, I'm going to crawl into bed and watch some TikToks, and then read The Well of Ascension, and then write some of my fantasy book. That is typically my night routine, give or take, obviously a little bit. But I'm probably not going to, I say I'm probably not going to, I know I'm not going to vlog at all continuing tonight, unless I read something like really that I need to talk about, which very rarely happens. Most of the time I talk about things the next morning or the next afternoon or whenever I pick up the camera. I suck at picking the camera up in the morning, but mainly because I don't read in the morning, I only read at night. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this clip here. So nothing's really happened today except me going to work and doing some of my schoolwork. Last night I made it to 66% of The Well of Ascension, which means to get it completed by Wednesday, which my loan from my library actually expires Wednesday, so I need to get this book done by then. I need to read 17% of the book, which I think is doable because, for example, I read 16% last night, so that should be good. I haven't read anything else today, but just wanted to pop in. So I just finished filming my video, which was Akinator Guesses Book Characters, and the first 3 went really well, and then the last 2, it was just like, oh no. But now I'm going to read Gemina. It's currently 7:54, so I'm only probably going to read like half an hour's worth because, well, I really need to read more of The Well of Ascension tonight. And that's kind of my main priority to get finished because my library loan on Gemina, the physical book doesn't expire until Wednesday. Can I renew it? Oh god, can I renew it? I'm renewing it. I had to renew it, fuck. Oops. Didn't realize that was that. And the audiobook, I think we're good on the audiobook. The audiobook is due in 4 days. Okay, yeah. I need to get both of those finished. I knew the loan was gonna be up for Gemina soon, but I thought it was like next week. But yeah. So this is where we currently are. Crying my eyes out. I'm crying my eyes out over Gemina. Can't even say why, because huge spoiler. But I got so attached for nothing. I get so attached to characters. Like, this isn't even the first character that I cared about that died, but this one just hit so goddamn, like, oh my gosh. I physically wouldn't have been able to read that. Like, I literally couldn't read through that. Like, fuck. No, but also, how to tell I know this book is going to be a 5 stars is because it broke me there for a minute. I mean, I'm still like, I'm sorry, like, I'm tempted to like flip through the next part. Okay, well, I just casually flipped through the rest of the book and I didn't see character's name, but I saw some other characters' names. So, like, I'm excited for that, but I'm very sad that we lost this character because, like, I guess it's also because this character, if you didn't know, a character died. I'll just say that. But this character fits the quote-unquote stereotype of all the characters I love. I can't say anything else because I don't know who it is. But I'm calling it for the night. I made it to page 400 and where's my bookmark? Made it to page 498. But I just can't bring myself to read it anymore after that character death. Like, fuck. So I'm going to go and read more of The Well of Ascension. And I'm fucking tired now. I spent all my energy that I had left crying. So it's 8 o'clock on Tuesday. That's the day we're on. And not much has happened. I didn't go to work today because I got called out. Well, I essentially got a text saying, hey, we're super slow so you can stay home, which I was like, I'm okay with that. As much as I need the money, I'd rather save my energy. It's a whole thing. I edited a video today. I did some schoolwork, and that's pretty much it. I just finished reading, well, I didn't finish reading, but for the night, Gemina, made it to page 568. There's not much to update except now we are bringing in, I guess this is the battle spoiler for maybe the next 10-15 seconds, is we're bringing in we're essentially kind of bringing in the multiverse, like the theory that there are an endless upon universes, because now we have essentially possibly 2 universes trying to combine into one. That's kind of a very rough explanation and like dumbed down because that's pretty much all I understood. Wasn't expecting that. I'm definitely gonna get this finished tomorrow. Because I need to do that anyways for my mid-month wrap-up. So yeah, I'm not going to say anything else because it's just would be repeating everything else I've said. But I'm going to go ahead and crawl into bed. Well, I'm going to make food because I'm hungry, and then finish The Well of Ascension. I will talk a lot more about that once I actually finish it. I think I have 18% of the book left, but I think the last like 4 or 5% is literally just like guides and all that of like the magic system, the characters, all of that, and then a sneak peek at the Hero of Ages, which obviously I'm not going to read those. So technically I think it's only like 13 or 14%. I'll just actually save all my thoughts for tomorrow because I'm still thinking of my thoughts. But yeah, so it's 5 o'clock on Wednesday. I didn't go to work again, which I'm glad because I ended up with a headache. I still have said headache. It's a little bit better now, but like 2 hours ago, it was just awful. I literally had to take a nap. Well, I took 2 naps actually because I woke up, I fell asleep, I woke up, I fell back asleep after. I literally haven't taken a nap since, I don't know, I've maybe taken like 5-6 naps this year. Like, I don't nap. Once I'm up for the day, I'm up for the day. If I nap, there is something wrong with me. I think it's just stress, honestly. I did read, I think it was 30 pages of Gemina earlier today during Ashley from Ashley's Media Addiction, her live sprints. So there is that. That's pretty much all okay, let's talk about the Well of Ascension for a moment, actually. So I'm giving it a 4 stars. It was a 5-star prediction, turned out to be 4 stars. As much as I love the characters and the story and the plot, a few things fell flat, and then a few tropes happened that I don't like. Like a trope, I guess it's kind of a trope, kind of not, is like, for example, minor spoilers, I guess. Essentially, there was a part where our main character, Avin, had to go away from the central hub of the story, go off, and then it was revealed she didn't have any reason to actually leave and had to turn back around. That is a trope that I hate unless it has a reason. Like a greater reason, except, oh, this character can't be at the place that they need to be at that time, and they need to rush back type thing. That is one thing that I read. I was like, come on. You ruined the thing. So that I was a little like, oh, okay, fine. I don't know. I just didn't like this one as much. I didn't like The Well of Ascension as much as I did The Final Empire. Part of me thinks it is because there is a character that I really, really liked in book 1 that isn't in book 2. Can't say for why, because that would be huge spoilers, and as well as what character it is, but I think it could be that. But I am very excited to read Hero of Ages, as I've heard Hero of Ages is A, the best book in the series, and B, the best conclusion to a series that so many people have read. And that scares me because it's almost putting it on a pedestal where it's just like, if it doesn't meet up to that, it's not, I'm like, you get what I'm saying? It is still a 5-star prediction. Hero of Ages is a 5-star prediction. I do just feel like maybe The Well of Ascension might have what I classify as middle book syndrome. And if that's okay, that's fine. I don't really care. I'll probably read Hero of Ages in November or December, because I'm just not in the mood to read a big chunky book again. As well as I feel like I read The Well of Ascension maybe at a bit of a wrong time, because I kind of almost felt like I had to finish it, not I wanted to finish it. So I'm wanting to wait for me to actually want to finish this series and not feel like I have to, and right now I feel like I have to, not I want to. But I will, even with this headache, I probably will finish Gemina, because I have like 60 pages left, and as well, I think my audiobook loan expires in 2 days. So I do kind of need to finish it, but I will probably not update until Gemina is finished, I guess. Finished Gemina, giving it a 5-star. Absolutely loved it. I think I loved it more than Illuminae, because you see some of the characters, like especially towards the end, like you hear from like some of the characters from the first book, and so like all of that. This book, it broke me like you saw on Monday, but apparently I didn't need to cry, but then I also got emotional. Like, this book was an emotional roller coaster, especially the last like 60 pages, because let's just say, mild spoilers is, for example, a character you think that dies, didn't. Another character you think that could have possibly died, didn't. Then you think both of them die again, they didn't, and turned up being alive. And I don't know, and like the way it ends, and I'm just dying to know how this ends, because literally the last line, the last few lines are just like, let me find it, or we're just getting started, you want to know how it ends? And I'm like, yes, I want to know how it ends. I'm going to squeeze Obsidio into, if I can't squeeze it into September, I will try to squeeze it into October. But overall, I love the story of this. I love the full cast audiobook. Again, I said earlier in the vlog how without the audiobook, I wouldn't like this. I love how we're expanding on the scientific elements, and overall we're kind of like expanding the universe almost. And just pretty much everything I've talked about before. I love the characters, all of that. So yeah, like I'm so excited to have read that. I'm mad that I didn't read it last month, honestly. I'm going to try to be reading Obsidio as soon as possible. I know that my library has the audiobook and the physical book currently, so I'm debating snatching them up and saying fuck my physical TBR. But there is at least 2 physical books that I have to read before that, so like, I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to read it. I'll figure that out. You'll see eventually later this month. But for what ebook I'm going to start, the only ebooks that I have to read, let me just pull up my TBR here, so I only have 3 ebooks that I have to read this month. Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez, The Things She's Seen by Amberlynn and Ezekiel Quamelin. I'm pronouncing that name wrong, but I kind of don't want to read that. It's mainly I want to read it because it fills some of the prompts for the Avengers Initiative Reading Challenge, which is, I've explained this 100 times this year. It's a Marvel-based, year-long reading challenge thing. I'll leave the announcement video. You can, it's been going since January, but you can jump in at any time. But that's this month's like group book, and essentially the group book means you can use it across, all prompts that you haven't completed type thing. That it fits for, but like I don't really want to read it, so I might just say fuck it and figure out those prompts for something else. And then Unraveled, but Perfect on Paper and Unraveled I'm reading for Fall Into Reading, which doesn't start until the 20th, so I don't have any ebooks that I need to read, which is the weirdest sentence I've ever said. There are 2 books that I'd love to read this month. That is Salvation by Karen Lix, but I don't really want another sci-fi. I've read 2 sci-fis back to back, so I don't really want another sci-fi right now. And then If This Gets Out by Sophie Gonzalez and Cale Dietrich. But I kind of don't want that to be my first Sophie Gonzalez book. I want to read one of her solo works before a co-written one. Like, that's how my brain just wants to work. So I don't really have any ebooks started. So I don't know if I'm going to start one. But I do know I have to beta read Fairy Fallen by Carol Beth Anderson. So I think for tonight at least, I'm going to read that. If, for example, I want to take a break from that and read something else, I might. I'm uncertain though. I do have to have that beta stuff done by Monday, but I do feel like I will fly through that book very quickly because the 2 chapters in, I'm loving it. So I don't know, but that's what I'm going to read for now. Fairy Fallen doesn't come out until December something-eth. Is it in my spreadsheet? I don't know. I think it comes out like December something. I can't remember. But yeah, that's what I'm going to read. I'm very excited to continue on with it. So that's, I guess, what I'm reading, and I will see you tomorrow, I guess. Oh my god, so filming has been such a challenge. I just sat down to film my wrap-up video, and I had to film it in 4 different clips. My dad's awake in the living room behind me, so there was constantly him walking back and forth and doing things. So yeah, but I finally have that filmed. It should be pretty easy to edit though tomorrow. Today I've done nothing really besides go to work, get news that masks are now mandatory as of tomorrow, which I'm like, whatever about. It's a little bit upsetting. But in all honesty, I don't really want to read anything. Like, I feel like I'm almost I'm not quite in a reading slump per se, but I'm just like not wanting to start a book. Like, I know what book I'm going to read next, but I think I know I'm going to just fly through it, that I don't want to start it because I need it for a book club on Monday. So I kind of like don't want to start it till maybe like tomorrow. Also, I'm just tired. Like, it's literally It's 6:30 and I'm like, can I just change into pajamas and crawl into bed? So that's probably what I'm going to do as soon as I've done this clip. I did make it to what percent of Fairy Fallen last night? I made it to 17% and it is like really good. Essentially what I can say, because I can't really say that much because it's a beta read, but essentially we have Seela, who is a fairy, and she gets into no good essentially. So she essentially has to work for the king to infiltrate this human family to kind of learn what they're trying to do, because that human family is trying to essentially eradicate the Fae. So like, that's kind of the briefest explanation about what it's about. That's pretty much all I can say, and that's kind of all I'm at right now. But yeah, I'm gonna like read that. I want it to at least like 50% or more. It is so good, like it's addicting almost. Last night I didn't want to put it down. Like I was literally just like half asleep, like I want to read more. I didn't obviously, but so not much has happened today. It's shockingly only 2 o'clock when I'm filming this, but so far today's been a little bit stressful because 2 of my cats got out over the last few days, and one somehow ended up 10 miles outside of town, and so we're kind of worried because we can't go out and get him because we don't know exactly where he is. And then my other one got out and he was seen on the street this morning, so that's good. But I got some book mail. I can't show you the other side because my address is on the other side, but my book outlet package came in, so let's open this and see the books, even though I already know what books they are. So the first book we have is Unravel Me by Tara Mafi. This is the second book in the Shatter Me series. So now I own 2 out of the however many books. I think it's, I literally don't even know. I've lost track. I want to own like all of the like core books, like at least the main ones, like not the novellas, but like all of these. So like, yeah. This is a series that I'm like dying to do a reread of, but I'm also, I love these covers, like, oh. And now I need to like find a way to get it on my shelf. And then the one that I'm on that inspired this haul was Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, the sequel to Skyward, which I just read last week. Ooh. Ooh, and it's like, if you look very carefully, I don't even know if you can see that. I'm trying to see if you can see that. I don't think you can. But it has a very faint, it's black on black, so I'm like trying to see if you can see that. Like, you might be able to see it there, but it's of the DDF, like, brain use your words, like, thing, and then it has these, like, when I say I like blue, this is like the blue I like. It's like a bluey greeny almost. Ooh. And both of these books came out to be like 22 something, so like not that bad. I just need to find somewhere to put this one on my shelf because that shelf is completely full. So we're going to be moving stuff around, and then this goes up there. I really hope it will fit up there because I actually don't know if hardcovers will fit on that shelf. Oops, might need to like move some things around. But yeah, book mail. Those actually weren't supposed to show up until Monday, so I'm thoroughly happy that those came today. But now I'm going to do some schoolwork, edit my video, and then I'll let you know what book I'm going to start tonight when I actually go to start it. I did, between the last clip and now, start The Tower of Nero by Rick Riordan, the 5th and final book in the Trials of Apollo series. I read the first, what chapter am I going into? 4? I read the first 3 chapters, I think. last night audiobook. Yeah, going into chapter 4. Because I've been slowly reading that series, the last 3 books, on audiobook, and I'm so happy to finally be on the last book. Not like kind of just to get it done and over with because I don't love the series. But yeah, so far I'm like enjoying it. What can you do in the first 3 chapters of a book? Or the first 8%, like, yeah. So I'm going to immediately apologize for the horrible lighting. I just turned off my computer and then realized, shit, I forgot to film. But I made it to page 77 of I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. This is a book that I'm reading for a queer book club that we're meeting on Monday, so I need to have this read by then. And I'm 77 pages in, or like, I think it's like a quarter of the book in, and I'm loving this book. This is a reread for me. I read this book last April, and this is a book that I read ebook first, and I read it in one sitting the first time, and now I'm actually like reading it and digesting it more than just flying through it. Absolutely loving this. If you do not know what this book is about, we essentially follow Ben, who comes out to their parents as non-binary and gets kicked out and has to go live with their sister, and it's just kind of the story of them kind of dealing with their, not only just their identity and like mental health issues, but also like friendship and like all of that. And it's just it is equally, at least to me, a light and quick-paced read that also talks about serious issues in a, to my opinion, well-written manner, and it describes things very well. I know that the first time around, definitely related to Ben with like the mental health issues and all of that, because as somebody that has mental health issues, seeing representation in any form is great, but especially when it is a well-written story that not only focuses on, for example, the mental health issues, and it just has other things encompassed in the story. And I'm really excited to read more of this. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be reading over the weekend. I have my video scheduled for tomorrow because I'm not going to be at my computer most of the day because me and my best friend are going to see a movie. I might ask her if I can film a little bit tomorrow. That would just be on my phone. But my dad, I think my mom and my dad are taking us up to the movie because the nearest movie theater to us is an hour and 20-ish minutes away. So it's a day trip. And me and my friend are just going to go see a movie, so I might film, I might not. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the morning, probably. But yeah, for tonight, this is the end of the clip, I guess. So I don't know how well I'm in frame, because I'm like, I did part of my setup that I normally do. I think you're literally sitting on an upside down bowl. We're going to ignore this cup behind me, just please and thank you. It's a cup from yesterday that I just didn't want to move. It's like almost 10 o'clock and we just got back like an hour ago. I literally have changed half into my pajamas. Itchy nose. But I'm going to show you a little bit of what I got. I didn't film anything. Multiple things went wrong. I lost my bank card at the movie theater for a good 15 minutes. Thankfully it was there. Like we were at the movie theater. Like the movie theater is here, and then you just kind of like go like almost like down the street to where like Indigo is. And we were in the Indigo Park, and I was like, okay, let me just take out my cards while running and grab a few books. It wasn't there, a whole thing. And then my friend wanted to go to the mall, so we got them there. So I'll start off with what I got at Lush, because my friend dragged me into Lush. And I'm kind of glad because I got this Sleepy body lotion, which it just smells so good. I know I used to have a body wash, like not a body wash, like a soap of this scent, and literally every time I would shower it would just relax me so much. So So I'm gonna like use a little bit of this on like maybe like my hands or something, because I always sleep with my hands near my face. Weird thing. And maybe see if that might help. And then the salesperson 100% sold me on this. It's Ectoplasm Shower Gel. It's this like, it's almost like, there's my hair stuck to it, but it's almost like slime. If you can kind of see that. Oh no, I regret that. We're just gonna close it and deal with it later. Ugh. There's no shower gel on me. Ugh. Probably use that tomorrow when I shower, see how it works. But it smells so good. I can't even describe it. It's like lemon, citrus, grapefruit, kind of that smell, and I love it. So that's what I got from Lush. I also bought three pairs of pants at Walmart, but my dad bought that, so like I'm not counting it. And then I bought, well then the lovely person at the till decided, like, the Plum Plus membership with Indigo was on sale for $19 instead of $39. I had to snag that up. And fun fact, the person that was working there, I do not know your name, but you were A, so nice, B, it was your first day, and C, I was the first person that bought a membership from that person. They were so fucking lovely. They had the coolest hair. Oh my gosh, like they had this like purple hair, and I was like, I'm jealous. But the books that I bought, this one I said I wasn't gonna buy. I bought it. And this cost me $27. Empire the Vampire by J. Kristoff. I'll be doing an entire haul. I think it will be this Wednesday's video, so it'll be posted in like 2 days if you're watching this on the day this video goes up. Or it might already be up, and where I'll talk more about these books. I bought Queen of Vaults by Amanda Foody. I finally have all of the books in the Shadow Games series, and I'm going to have to try not to reread this series because it is like in my top 5 series of all time. I love it. I love it. Then we got Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. This book I've already technically read. I've technically also already read Queen of Vaults, but I just needed it. This one, I'm doing a reread of it next month. And I've just been I've been wanting to get a hardcover. Like, I wanted to get the book before it goes into paperback for some reason. I've been like, I need it in hardcover. And they had it. So I was like, you know what, I'm reading it next month. Might as well buy it. And then the book that I'm like, oh my gosh, Iron Widow by Xiran Jay Zhao. Oh my god. I'm holding it upside down. Oh my gosh, this book I paid $14 something for. Because it was on sale for 25% off, plus when you get the Plum Plus, you get 10% off. So I got 35% off of this book. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my god, this cover, this is like top 5 books I've read this year. Oh my gosh, I'm like, I debated not getting it, because I know when you buy books before the publication date, it skews things, but I literally was like, I need it. Somebody convinced me not to fit it on my TBR next month, even though I read it in August. Please somebody convince me that. So that's the books that I bought. Now I need to figure out where to put these, because 3 out of the 4 books go on this bookshelf here, and there is no room. I mean, I already have Unravel Me just chilling there. So I'm going to have to figure that out tomorrow. I sure as hell ain't doing it tonight. I'm probably just going to leave them in a pile right here. We'll figure that out tomorrow. Which, on top of that, this leads that this is the end of the vlog. I didn't read anything today. I am going to continue on with Fairy Fallen by Carol Beth Anderson. Because I need to get that beta stuff out by Monday. Oh my gosh. But I'm probably just going to spend all day tomorrow binge reading I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. I'm just tired. I'm just tired at this point. But yeah, I'm going to leave this video here. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's not too long, but bye.